Good day, everyone. Today, I'm going to discuss the advantages and disadvantages of multiple choice questions. So, let's start. First, let me read to you our intended learning outcome. At the end of this lesson, students will be able to first, elaborate the key characteristics of multiple choice questions. Second, identify the advantages and disadvantages of using multiple choice questions in assessment. And lastly, analyze situations where MCQs are most effective or ineffective as an assessment tool. Before we begin to our formal discussion, I have here an activity. So, I am encouraging everyone to read the statement carefully and state whether it is true or false. Now, what is multiple choice questions? According to Macmillan, a multiple choice question is a structured assessment that asks a student to select the best answer from several options. So it says that MCQs are not just tools for checking memory, they are structured. Why? To challenge students in recognizing patterns, applying knowledge, and sometimes analyzing scenarios. It is commonly used in quizzes, exams, and of course in standardized tests because it is easy to administer and score. If written poorly, MCQs might only measure basic recall, but if crafted thoughtfully, carefully, they can assess how well a student applies knowledge, analyzes situations, or distinguishes between similar concepts. That's why understanding the structure and intention behind an MCQ is essential, not just for taking tests, but especially for us as future teachers who may need to write them in the future. In making multiple choice questions, each item should include the following. First is the STEM. The STEM is the heart of the question. It presents a clear problem, question, or situation that student must respond to. A well-written STEM is meaningful on its own and does not trick or mislead. Instead, it should promote clear thinking. Second is the key. It is the correct or best answer. It should reflect accurate knowledge or logical reasoning and align with the intended learning objective. And lastly, the distractors. Distractors are not random wrong answers. They are carefully designed plausible alternatives. A good distractor reflects common student misconceptions or errors. If students pick them, it gives the teacher insight into gaps in understanding. And now, let's go to the advantages of multiple choice question. First is efficient and easy to score. Whether using a machine answer key or even digital platforms, scoring can be done quickly and consistently. This efficiency benefits large classes and standardized setting environments where time and consistency matter. Second is scoring is objective. The objectivity of scoring is also critical. Why? Since the answers are predetermined, scoring is not influenced by teacher bias or interpretation. Every student is evaluated using the same standard, which supports fairness and transparency in assessment. Next, it gives student practice to standardized tests. MCQs also help students gain practice for standardized tests, since national or board level exams frequently use the MCQ format. Regular exposure in the classroom helps students become familiar with test-taking strategies, time management, and critical reading skills. This kind of practice reduces test anxiety and builds confidence. Number 4 is that they can assess variety of learning targets. This means MCQs are not limited to factual recall. If crafted well, they can measure understanding, application, analysis, and even evaluation. Levels of thinking from Bloom's taxonomy. For example, by presenting a case or scenario in the STEM, a question can ask students to apply a concept rather than just define it. This flexibility makes MCQs a powerful tool in both formative and summative assessments. The fifth advantage is provide wide content sampling and coverage. This means that within one test, a teacher can include items from multiple topics or chapters, giving a more accurate picture of a student's overall understandings. For instance, a 20-item MCQ can cover everything from cell biology to genetics, unlike an essay that may only touch one or two ideas. This ensures that no single topic dominates the assessment, providing a balanced evaluation. Finally, a significant but often overlooked advantage is that MCQs can provide diagnostic information about student misunderstandings. If the distractors are based on common misconceptions, teacher can analyze which incorrect choices are frequently selected. This insight helps educators identify which concept need to be retaught or clarified, making MCQs useful not just for grading but for guiding instruction. While multiple choice questions offer many strengths, they also come with important limitations that educators must consider to use them effectively and ethically in assessment. First is that MCQs are time-consuming and difficult to write, especially if the goal is to assess higher-order thinking. While MCQs are efficient to score, the design process demands deep content knowledge, skill in item writing, and awareness of common student misconceptions. Creating a single good MCQ that tests application or analysis may take longer than preparing a short essay question. This complexity often discourages teachers from creating high-quality items. Second is that MCQs often provide limited feedback to students. Unlike open-ended questions, they don't reveal why a student chose a wrong answer. While they are great for quickly diagnosing misunderstanding, as mentioned in the advantages, they rarely allow for detailed insight into a student thinking process unless the teacher invests time in analyzing pattern across multiple items. Another major concern is that MCQs tend to focus on lower-level cognitive skills, such as recalling facts or recognizing definitions. This contrasts with the claim that MCQs can assess a variety of learning targets, which is true only if the items are carefully designed. In reality, many MCQ tests end up favoring simple recall because with higher-order questions are harder to write. Furthermore, students' performance on MCQs can be influenced by reading ability and test-wiseness. A student with strong reading skills might perform well simply by understanding the wording better, not because they know the answer. Likewise, test-wise students, those familiar with common test strategies like eliminating obvious distractors, may guess correctly without truly understanding the content. This undermines the objectivity advantage and may inflate scores inaccurately. MCQs are also unable to measure some types of learning targets, such as the ability to construct logical arguments, write persuasively, or engage in creative thinking. While they can efficiently assess broad content coverage, they fall short when it comes to assessing skills that require explanation, creation, or real-world performance. And lastly, MCQs can encourage guessing, especially when students are unsure. Even with well-written distractors, there's always a chance a student may answer correctly by chance. This randomness reduces the reliability of scores, especially when the test includes few items. Take note. Please be ready for the reflection questions which I will going to ask on Friday face-to-face. Take note. Please be ready for the reflection questions which I will going to ask on Friday face-to-face. Thank you for listening.